Hi, I am Pierre Maguire. We bring you tonight's show from the Detroits. No, I mean the Blackhawks locker room. Our topic tonight is Trouble in Blackhawks Locker Room, reported by John Jackal. Kane Toews 1988, you first. I don't know if I buy anything this John Jackal guy says, but could he be talking about Kane as the underperforming Trouble? I don't think Kaner is playing that bad, sure not like last year, but still with injuries and new team he has been decent. Who could be the other guy though? There are persistent reports from various sources of a recent dressing room/bench flare-up between a player who shows up and works hard every night and a couple of players whose commitment and discipline have been questioned repeatedly. Edzo, do you think Zetterberg is great? Oh, I am sorry. You guys know how I am stuck on Detroit. Your take, the doctor.
Kane is the first person everyone thinks about when it comes to partying. However, at the same time there is an article in the Tribune stating how Kane thinks the team needs to pick up the pace.
Half of what I read in JJ's column is rehashed stuff from this very message board, or stuff various hockey columnists come up with a day before he blogs on the same topic. And wasn't he the guy that had the inside scoop on the deadline deal the Hawks were sure to be making last year for Vokoun? I've seen him be less than spot on more than a few times. Just saying.
My guess is, it's Hossa the underachiever. I would bet Toews has called him out. Hossa is here to put up numbers. And honestly he hasn't. I'm not turning this into a RIP Hossa topic. But if he had at least his career average, we wouldn't be talking about this stuff. And the Hawks would have 4 or 5 more wins. How much better would Sharp be doing if Hossa was on his game? Or could even be Sharp calling someone out? He's the only one with decent offensive numbers on the team. I really feel that when we talk about the Hawks, we don't feel that Hossa is the game changer we had envisioned.
I highly doubt that there is a rift between Kane and Toews. These guys know that they are the face of the Blackhawks, and wouldn't want to do anything to jeopardize that. This organization is not going to trade the guy that scored the Stanley Cup clinching goal. That would be absurd. When I think of the biggest underachievers on the team this season, names like Keith, Hossa, and Stalberg come to mind. These guys have not only failed to put numbers on the scoreboard and keep the puck out of our net, but haven't displayed the heart or desire to win games on a consistent basis. Note that I don't mention Yamerson because I never considered him a better-than-average hockey player. Bolland gets a pass because he has really picked up his play as of late. There is no doubt that there is some tension in the locker room and that JT and perhaps others have called guys out. You can see the frustration and anger building on JT's face every time the team gives a lackadaisical effort. Team defense has been this team's problem. Would I like to see Hossa score more? Yes, but scoring has not been a problem with this team. Bad third periods and team defense has been the problem.
In all due respect, I see your point. But if the puck isn't in your own end, it's very, very hard for the other team to score. Not to mention, the more you score the more you win. And that's what the Hawks were good at last year. Holding the offensive zone down. Now, it's all turnovers. And the bad ones. They don't even get into the offensive zone and turn it over.
You are talking puck possession, which has been a problem this year, but scoring has not. The Hawks have only scored 5 less goals than last year. And why do you think they should be doing what they did last season? Last season's team was much better. This team should not be graded based on last year's team. This team is a work in progress and hopefully the role players will get better for a serious run in the near future.
Again, last year's team fired a lot more shots on net than this year's team. They created chance after chance. I just don't see that this year. Last year's team had very minimal turnovers, especially at both blue lines. And I expected guys like Hossa to at minimal to get 30. Kane, Sharp and probably Toews. We'll be lucky to get 2 30-goal scorers. And maybe a total of 4 or at best 5 20-goal scorers. Now, that can be alleviated by a 40-goal scorer and a 30-goal scorer. I like a balanced attack better. But it'd be nice to get what we paid for. If guys like Hosser and Ken would put up numbers like they can, it'd be a lot easier for the other guys to get it going. How can a team put out their best line against all three of ours? I do believe that last year's team without a doubt is better, but I just don't buy that they were that much better. I believe that if our stars were stars, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Pierre, I am going to shut this down. The guys have strayed off topic. You guys know how I tend to shut down topics a bit quicker than the other moderators, so this is it. We will try it again next week.
Hey the doctor. Before we go, I would like to give this latest report. They're talking on the score about Deadspin reporting Kane having a drinking problem. If this is so, and they are citing a Deadspin article and eyewitnesses, the Blackhawks must intervene now before the season gets away. Good night. See you next week.